go back-to-back. Can we get a double scoop of the goop?
It's currently midweek, but cannot wait till Saturday night. He's back, leap to fame. A little bit unexpected, Chris.
Yeah, too right, Darren. We probably didn't expect to see him first up without a trial tackling a race like this. High quality race, the Ava Nova, first time being staged, named after a triple Queensland Harness Horse of the Year, and he's got to overcome the inside of the second row. I think he's going to send out a very ominous warning to his Inter-Dominion rivals. Going into a race like this, fresh up, no trial, I think it speaks volumes for where he's at, and I think it's going to be a winning start to his campaign, and I think it just rolls on. So looking forward to seeing the champ back in action this Saturday night.
Absolutely, and one of his main adversaries in Inter-Dominion will be Don Hugo. Luke McCarthy, he's in town.
Yeah, he certainly is. Don Hugo came out of his trial last week really well. I think you'll see that Luke McCarthy will start sending up the first batch of his horses probably next week, and he'll arrive the week of the Redcliffe Cup. He's sort of talking with a horse called Our Vincent Can Go as a bit of a smoky type for the Redcliffe Cup. So we'll wait and see, but they're expected to arrive very shortly, spearheaded by Don Hugo. I keep smiling, but I think the team overall for Luke McCarthy is going to be very strong.
Yeah, saw John McCarthy drive that horse in the trial last week. Good to see him back.
Yeah, too right.
Speaking of arriving, I think they've already arrived, All-Stars.
They certainly have. So just two horses for the All-Stars, Mark and Nathan Purden, Oscar Bonavina and also Ribera. Ribera comes here as a last starter winner over Marketplace. He's going to be one of the hardest to beat in the Derby, there's no doubt about it. The fact that he's here, always hot, yet to arrive, we know he's been invited for the Rising Sun, but given that Ribera is here, that probably puts him in the box seat right now. So looking forward to seeing these horses race. I think Mark Purden comes across. He'll be here for the first couple of days, and then Adam Sanderson will look after him before the Purden team arrive just prior to the big races coming up in July. But they are here. They've arrived fit and well.
We mentioned Saturday night, Leap to Fame's back in action. A newcomer to the Dixon stable, Captain Hammerhead, will step out.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing this guy. We saw him at the trials last week. I don't think we gained a great deal from that trial. He looks like he's a horse that you've got to, really drive along. But in saying that, he got home in sub 27 winning that trial. So we'll know a lot more about him after this weekend's race. But I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'm sure the Redcliffe Cup is certainly going to be high on his radar.
Absolutely. Andy Gath, he's got What's Up Party Time in the right spot at the moment.
Yeah, but he's not coming. He is not coming. He's confirmed that basically 3 horses are coming up for his stable. It's going to be Call Me the Breeze, who trialled today, Tuesday at Melton. Trialled well. It was what you expected for where he's at. It was a good last half, really windy conditions, so he's definitely on the way at this point, and he's 2 paces for the Inter-Dominion, Catch a Wave and Hector. So Hector trialled today, Catch a Wave expected to trial next week, but What's Up Party Time not coming.
No What's Up Party Time. Tried to tell you though.
Yeah, this horse is definitely coming at this point in time. So he won again on Sunday down there in Tassie. His next start is going to be at Melton, probably Saturday week, and then they'll keep heading north. They are going to focus on the Redcliffe Cup, so that's a $100,000 feature the week before the opening round of heats. So they're just going to ride their luck. Hopefully his ranking keeps improving, but they'll learn more after he comes to the mainland and goes around at Melton.
Saw a horse win at Winton last week called the Lazarus Effect, trained and driven by Bob Butt. Got an update on Bob?
Yeah, well, they're open. Connections are certainly open to discussions for a spot in the Rising Sun. 3 for 3, unbeaten. His next start's going to be at Addington. That's going to be a far stiffer test than what he was opposed to there last week at Winton. But it's possible that he could bring across the Lazarus Effect. We know Bob's going to be here driving Bet and Win for the Inter-Dominion Trotters Series, so don't be shocked if the Lazarus Effect comes. As far as his other good 4-year-old is concerned, Sideshow Bruce, he'll go for a let-up now, and they'll bring him back for Cup Week over there in New Zealand.
Here, speaking of the Rising Sun, there's probably one name that's probably just flew under the radar a little bit, probably for the wrong reason too, Fighter Command.
Yeah, Fighter Command, I can confirm that there's definite interest for a spot in the Rising Sun by connections of Fighter Command. He's a big horse, he's a very talented horse, as we know. So Fighter Command is definitely sort of heading towards Queensland, and the big target is going to be the Rising Sun. So don't sleep on him. He's in full work, aiming towards this feature. I know they were hopeful that, he'd attract a little bit more attention, so that might just ramp up in the next week or so.
Okay. Elusive, name I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, she's a good quality mare, 10 wins from just over 30 starts. She's a last start feature race winner. It was last year in Adelaide. She was with Jeff Webster. She's recently changed hands, and there's been talk about her coming up for our carnival. Maybe the Rising Sun, she's only a 4-year-old. Maybe they focus on the mare's features, but don't be shocked if you see that mare arrive in Queensland tackling some of our better races. Elusive.
Mares do have a good record in the Rising Sun. Glitter Ain't Gold, an update there.
Well, he's been able to take out that big final in Sydney, the Tab Regional Final. He won the Bathurst Series and then he won the State Final. He's a 4-year-old. They've put their hand up. They want to get some sort of recognition as far as the Rising Sun is concerned. So Nathan and Jet Turnbull, they're looking at locking down a spot in the Rising Sun. They think he's a pretty sharp horse. He looked really impressive winning last week. The margin wasn't great, but I think he might be a really good horse off cover, so keep an eye out for him.
It's another one that they keep stacking up, and one that's already locked away a spot. Show Me the Tan Lines, trialled at Melton.
Yeah, he got beaten, but I know Adam Kelly was really happy, so he'll take a stack of improvement out of that trial. So he's definitely on track as far as the Proto Star is concerned. He was the first horse locked away, so the fact that he got beaten in the trial, not too concerned. He'll take good benefit, push on.
Maxo Mighty.
Well, he's one aiming for a spot in the Proto Star. He's unbeaten, 2 starts, 2 wins, trained by Damien Burns. Damien brought up Hesitate last year. This guy might be better than Hesitate, but there just doesn't seem to be any interest in Maxo Mighty. Don't know what they have to do. He's 2 for 2, he can run a really fast time, but there just doesn't seem like there's any interest for Maxo Mighty.
Hopefully we can get a spot and get the green gear out on the track. Lucaso, he was pretty impressive there on Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Emma Stewart, Summit Bloodstock, snaring both of those features, those APG finals. The filly is definitely not coming. Lucaso, maybe. They haven't confirmed it. Nothing's been confirmed at this stage or locked away, but if anyone comes, it will be Lucaso, but the filly definitely not coming to Queensland.
Okay, Atua Magic.
This is the 2-year-old for Shane Sanderson. He's beautifully bred, Better's Delight Colt. 1 start, 1 victory. It was at Shepparton, took on older horses, put them away. So at this stage, they're going to push on. The Proto Star is a real target. It's been a target race for this horse for quite some time. They shelled out big money at the sales for him. So just keep an eye out for him. Don't sleep on Atua Magic.
Well, the bonus that Shane's got there is he has his own slot, so he doesn't have to go looking. One name I did see in the races this Saturday night at Menangle, I haven't seen for a while, Rip.
Yeah, Rip, yeah, that's quite interesting. He's been trialling well. He's had a couple of trials at Bathurst for Bernie Hewitt, so it'll be very interesting to see him perform going straight back to town.
And
RC Phoenix, the star trotter for Chris Venozio. Expect him to trial next week. He will only have 1 start before he makes his trek to Brisbane for the Inter-Dominion Trotting Championship. So a trial next week, then a race start, and then he'll arrive and he'll hopefully be very hard to beat in that trotter series for Chris Venozio.
Okay, that wrap you up?
One more. Nyla Marie is a young horse from New Zealand that's come across, joined a very good stable. I'm not sure there's any sort of plans for feature races in the coming weeks, but just in the next couple of months, don't be shocked if this well-bred filly does a nice little job, Nyla Marie.
Fantastic, and a big shout out to the biggest fan of the scoop. Apparently was sneaking around the traps on Tuesday at the Creek. If you're in Brisbane this Saturday night, get down for an early look at Leap to Fame.
Goop looking to go back to back. Can we get a double scoop of the Goop?